Hey everybody, welcome to Farsight's channel here. I'm Farsight, obviously, haha, but I just wanted to welcome you and introduce you to this game called Citizen Sleeper. I bought it a year ago, well, less than a year, back when it first came out because I thought this looked interesting. It's like a dice game um, slash RPG, and I thought, this looks kind of like it's a cute little thing. Um, Never looked into it. Not sure if it's voice actor or not, but that's okay. If you heard my voice acting before back in my Cosmo Dread when I didn't have the audio on, I'm good at voice acting. Totally. But yeah. So, I have not even played a game before of this, so I don't know too much in store than just what I saw of the trailer. But let's go ahead and get right into it then. All right. So choose character class. Operator. An operator works with drones and high-precision remote machines to perform complex tasks from a distance. Sleepers assigned to operator work are usually cerebral and precise people. Perk. Transfer intercept. Chance to gain cryo on interface actions. No idea what that means. Engineer works with machines and physical tools. Interface works with digital interfaces. Endure uses strength and will. Intuit or intuition. Approach problems with awareness. And engage. Approach problem head on. Okay, do I have any others that are unlocked? There's only two, it looks like. Alright, it's the extractor. Extractors work on resource extraction, often in hard vacuum environments. Sleepers assigned to extractor work are often confident, self-sufficient, and have a high level of endurance. Perk. Photosynthetic skin. Sunbathed dice action allows energy recovery at home. Okay, cool. So, engineer works with machine. Yeah. So this is endurance and intuition, but not either or. Okay. And then there was one more over here. The machinist. Alright, a machinist repairs and modifies automated systems used in an industrial resource extraction. Sleepers assigned the machinist work are usually diligent, careful, and structured people. Perk, efficient extractor. Chance to gain random scrap item on engineer actions. And it's engineer, with less engage. Okay, interesting. I think the default is the operator, so I think I'm gonna go with operators start out in that case. Okay. Let's see if there's a cutscene or anything here. No, okay. No, where are you? The first thing you become aware of on waking is the disconnect, the delay between thinking and feeling, between wanting to act and acting. Minor, almost imperceptible, but always present. Continue. It's at its worst when waking, when yourself has spent many dark hours recalling what it felt to be real, to be a person, to be in a body that was indisputably yours. Forget that body. I gave it up to become immortal. Resist nostalgia. It is pointless, especially now. This is the moment to reach out, not curl inwards. This is your moment to escape, even if it feels immediately like you traded one prison for another, smaller, colder, lifeless. Reach out. You almost laugh, or you would if there was room or even air to do so. The walls of the container are immediately present, cold, hard, at your back and face, cramping your limbs. You resist the desire to stretch, knowing that the claustrophobia comes next, and retreat a little from your central nervous system. It isn't painful, not like you used to know pain at least. In emergency mode, pain has a message delivered with efficiency and ease, a reminder that harm is imminent. There is no insistent throbbing, no trembling nerves, just a warning delivered with the banal quality of a digital notification. Right now, there are thousands of them. Remember the plan. You mostly remember that it wasn't a good plan, but then your options were limited, and once you got the itch to get out, by any means possible, it was either that plan or something much worse. It was at least simple. Collapse the shaft, drift away in the chaos, slip into cargo processing, seal yourselves into containers, and then just hope the freighter left before you were missed. Some were lost in the shaft. Others never found the meeting point. Only a few made it to the containers, but the freighter, as far as you know, left. That feels like enough. Enough to know that you might no longer be on that grim and heartless rock. Even if in the airless hold of a freighter you might freeze solid long before you reached any destination. Try to rest. But you are restless. It has been a long time since you left. Surely weeks, maybe months. You are duly aware of damage to your legs, your right arm. You have been reserving energy as much as possible, but even then your body has shut many of its systems down to protect you. You have spent much of that time asleep, knowing that anything else would be impossible to endure. You feel the weight of the impossibility begin to gather. It is time to sleep again. Nudge this false body into inducing delta waves in your emulated mind, and once again, recoil into a dream of when you were once a person. Rest. Time passes, the cold creeps in further. You feel something. Warmth. Not true warmth, but an indication of its presence. Your joints release from their rigor. Sound, too, everywhere, screeching and shimmering so loud that your body ducks your hearing to protect its sensors. Hello. Then light, white as the cold, then softer and softer, until a haze of dirty yellow, a figure appears in a haze of dirty yellow. You are out. Dragos. Primate Salvager. Dragos. It has been a few hours since Dragos pulled you from the container. You sit huddled in a corner of his scrapyard, swaddled in the reflective folds of a mylar blanket. You are slowly coming back to consciousness, back to life, and you stare at the orientally curving element of an improvised heater. Private Salvager. You are surrounded by angular, incoherent lumps of ships, some corroded beyond recognition, others still carrying glassy wounds along their edges where a plasma arc sliced them apart. As you trace their shapes with fogged eyes, you hear a voice. So, sleeper, y'all thawed yet? Almost. Never seen one of you come in like this. New frames must have better perseverance in sub-zero vac. Seen more than a few of you frozen solid to hull plates or inside outer locks in my time. And weren't so lucky. Dragos comes into focus, shrouded in makeshift tech. His headset with its glinting eyes, the mark of a drone operator. On his shoulder, one of his symbiotically linked drones perches, its irising eye locking you with an unflinching stare. Last living sleeper that came through this yard was a while ago. It didn't last long. I don't know why I switched like an Australian accent. You struggle to read his expression beneath the tech, but he seems lost in memory for a moment. Or perhaps he's just figuring out what to do with you. I plan to survive. You aren't sure if he hears you. I won't ask what led you to do it, to sell yourself to a corporation. But I suppose you know you can't go back. Your old body, that's theirs now. And you are just software. A rogue emulation illegally possessing corporate property. You're not along. You remember biometrically signing the forms, the cold floor on your feet as you padded to the sleeper cells. The promise of a life off-world, but as you do, you get the now familiar sensation that these aren't your memories. Just things you know, but not things you feel. You are no longer that person, you are an offshoot. A copy. What you won't know is what's ahead. At least the last one didn't. There's no easy way to put it. That body of yours is falling apart. It's the same for any sleeper who makes it out. SNR wants to protect their property, but if they can't keep a hold of you, well, then no one can. You remember that too, or at least rumors of it from the other sleepers. Planned obsolescence, a built-in dependence on the regularly administered supplements that were part of your routine. Stop taking them and your body begins to shut down, separate from your emulated mind. How long has it been? How long do you have? But for now, sleeper, you are one of the lucky ones. Dragos glances up and away towards the glassy dome of the yard. The eye is in the best place you could be right now. The eye? The station. You'll see soon enough. Dragos impatiently shifts his weight. Look, I've got things to be getting on with. He trails off. There's an old freighter container I've been using as storage out in the stacks. We haven't been pulling in much valuable scrap these days, so you're welcome to it. Something wells up inside of you. Emotion. Fatigue. You shakily get to your feet. And nod. Alright, you head on up there. You look like you need some rest. And with that, Dragos stalks back into the Rex. His drone's already converging in a rusting hulk. Plasma flashes silhouetting his spindly figure as he returns to work. Tutorial. Introduction. Welcome to Erlin's Eye. Life on the Eye runs in cycles, during which you can talk to characters, explore areas of the station, and perform actions. At the end of each cycle, you need to head to your current home to rest. Resting will move time forward on the station. Head to the empty container location to rest, and the cycle now. Select location by clicking on the icon. Okay. Home. Empty container. You're home for now. Leave. End cycle. Per cycle energy condition. All cycles need to end. Rest or prepare for the next one. End cycle. I'm gonna grab my water here real quick. One moment. Container. 4 steel walls. You wake, curled up in the corner of the container, and begin slowly assembling the world around you. After all this time, you still find this body, the one you wake in now, strange and disjointed. Its message is readable, but somehow wrong. You sit up, pulling the mylar blanket close against the cold. Here you are on this ruined station, millions of miles away, millions of miles from anyone you know. Are you still in the system? Did any others make it out? It's impossible to know. After all this, what matters? Building a life. Maybe you did get lucky, finding yourself here. Maybe here, on the edge of everything, there's a life for you to build. But before you can build anything, you'll need to learn how to survive. Maybe if you can do that, you can make a life for yourself. Dragos has left a few comforts in the container. The mylar blanket, the bedroll you slept on, a canister of water, a makeshift electric stove, and some faded sachets of some desiccated powder. You thumb the power stud of the stove and begin to boil the water. The contents of the sachets smell like damp wood, and you sprinkle them into the liquid. As the pungent smell washes over you, images of your restless sleep come back to you. A ring, like the station, but skeletal and ghostly. A web of threads pulling at your skin. A constellation of bright polygonal shapes, like angular suns, burning into your mind. There's something unpleasantly visceral about these images, and it is long after you finish drinking that they begin to fade. You tidy away the stove as best you can and try to gather enough energy to greet the day. Tutorial Condition, Action Dice, and Energy. Condition. Your condition represents the current state of your artificial body. It depletes by 1 segment each cycle, but can also be damaged by any violence, injury, or lack of food. If the condition bar empties, you'll suffer a breakdown. You'll have to figure out how to recover your condition, now that you no longer have access to corporate pharmaceuticals that were keeping you alive. So, I need pills, which is up here. Action dice. At the start of each cycle, you roll your action dice. These dice can be used to perform actions on the station. The number of dice rolled is based on your current condition. The worse your condition, the fewer dice you have. Okay. Once you have, that's why I'm missing one here. Once you have used your dice, you cannot take any further actions and must rest to recover them, ending this current cycle. And then energy. You'll also need to eat to survive. This is represented by your energy bar. It's right here, I'm guessing, which is 2 out of 5. You can refill your energy bar by eating, but first you have to find somewhere to get food. Your energy depletes by 2 segments each cycle. If it becomes empty, you will be starving. When starving is your condition, you will also deplete at double rate per cycle. Wonderful. Alright. So if I leave... Oh. Dragos has stood in the corridor when you close up the container. He is still wearing his headset. In the harsh light of the corridor, you realize it is implanted. A drone sits on his shoulder, its cache of sensor eyes rapidly irising. How are you feeling? Okay. The drone chirps. Good to hear. You notice that beneath the operator's rig, his skin is marked by burns and blotches. I know the container isn't much, but it'll keep you safe. I'm going Irish now. Kind of, sort of. Very lightly. He pauses. So I'm not going to chit-chat too long. You well enough to work? Sure. Alright then, he nods. At the yard, it's simple stuff. We hack these old holes down, sell them off to the shipyards, the bright market dealers for cryo. We occasionally pull out some tech. Something with a bit more value, but most of what comes in is scrap. It's hard to find good hands here, but I figure as a sleeper you'll be used to the manual labor. Obviously, I'll slip you a few chits of commission based on what you turn up. So I'm guessing chits are money, or something like that. I'll ask chits. These, he pulls out a handful of small metal bars. Air wild cryo, isolated from the market. It's what we use to trade out here. He stuffs them back in his pocket. I'm changing my accent again. It's gonna happen, guys, sorry. Shuffles his feet nervously. Look, I wouldn't usually do this. In my opinion, you'd be best suited moving out as quick as you can, and sleepers, well, trails off. Things being the way that they are for me, at the yard, he pauses. I need the help. Happy to. Okay, he pauses, thinking of something else to add. Look, just come down to the yard when you're feeling fresher. There's plenty to do. Will do. Such just like me. He nods distractedly, turns and walks away, the drone hopping along ahead of him. See you later, he calls back. Looks like it's time to get to work. Alright, so Dragos' yard, which it's got a little thing there. I'm interested in what that is. Maybe it's repeatable or something like that? That's probably what it is. Alright, so let's go down there. Tutorial, Actions 1 of 2. Actions are the primary way you interact with the world of Citizen Sleeper. Perform an action, click and drag your chosen action dice to the slot. Repeatable action, it is repeatable. Okay, got it. So, hull dissection, engineer. Even the rustiest hull can hide valuable components, materials. Extracting them means cutting carefully and skillfully. And input dice are down there. Manual salvage, repeatable action. It's going to take some time to sort and cut your way through the towers of salvage, but you're no stranger to hard labor. Okay, so actions reward you with clock progress, energy, condition, or items, depending on their outcome. There are 3 types of outcome. Positive, the action goes better than expected. Neutral, the action succeeds. Or negative, the action fails. Action dice affect the outcomes as follows. 6 is 100% chance success. 5 and 5 is, positive, positive or success, neutral, and then 3 and 4 is 25% chance positive, 50% chance neutral, and 25% just negative. And 1 and 2 is 50-50 for chance and negative. Okay, or neutral and negative. Cool. Actions 2. Actions display information about their type, risk, level, and the skill and modifiers that apply to that action. Risky, safe, endure, yeah, okay. Type, either critical or repeatable. Critical actions can only be performed once, so that's kind of what I thought. Risk, either safe, risky, or danger. Okay. So I guess safe is like the normal, yeah, no loss, condition, energy, or cryo, okay. Risky, negative outcome means cryo or energy loss, okay. Danger, negative outcome means condition loss. Neutral outcome can mean cryo or energy loss, oof. So that's 1 and 2, and then 3. Skill, the skill that this action requires, either engineer, interface, endure, intuit, or engage. The modifier, either -1, 0, +1, or +2. This adds to the action dice when slotted and improves its value. Some actions require a +1 to perform. Interesting. Okay. Cycle clock. Okay, so got it. Dragos is tied up in something ugly, and if he misses a payment or two, things could get nasty. Oof. Back to business. Every salvager knows they are always just one lucky haul away from the next payday. Alright. So, can I do both these actions? So, like, if I do this here... Hello? And then, can I do, like... I got 4s there. Okay, can I do, like, this? Oh, I see. See, so it gets rid of it. Okay. So you can either do either or. Got it. See, that's the thing, is I can 100% easily do this one. It's the risky one, which... Ugh. Even if I get positive, doesn't that mean that there's a chance that I can, like, fail it still? Alright, you know what? Let's try it out. Alright. Tutorial clocks. Actions often progress clocks. Clocks are displayed below the action that fill them, and they track your actions and how they affect the world. Filling a clock means something good or bad is about to happen. Some clocks, such as the one tracking Dragos' death, are cycle clocks. These clocks are tick themselves once each cycle and can complete without player input. Any active cycle clock will be displayed on the icon for that location. Got it. Okay. So I got 2 in back in business and 15 cryo. Nice. Is there anything else I can do, or is this just it? Oh, hello. Tutorial, drives navigation, 1 of 2. Survive, find a doctor. In Citizen Sleeper, you will unlock drives as you discover more about yourself and the world. Drives guide you in pursuing specific objectives depending on which path you wish to take. You can track drives, and any track drive will place a yellow marker on the location that will help you pursue your goal. Access your drive menu via the arrow button at the top left of the screen. Okay. And part 2, you are now free to explore Erlen's Eye and make a life for yourself there. Here. Try tracking a drive to help you survive. Look for food to keep your energy up and a way to recover condition. Fill clocks to progress stories and find new opportunities. Remember to end cycle at your home when you are out of dice. Use the mouse wheel, or W and S, to scroll along the station. Rotate the view with A and D. Good luck. And I'm in it now. Oh my god, there's so many things. Holy shit. Well, not that many. There's less than I thought. Okay. So let's see. See, that's the things. This. Oh. Repay Dragos, survive. Okay. So this is a survive, and this is a survive. Dock terminal. And this one might be too. Bright market. Ah. Bustling open market. And then low end gate. Passage to the low end. Oh, which leads you to another zone. Is this passage into an upper end? Haven construction yard? No. Okay, so there's only low end. Not anything else. But I think that's a ship right there, so. That's cool. Okay, well, let's see. Let's go here. Hellion Crossing. Merchants willing to run the gauntlet of the Hellion system are rare, but those that do always return, eventually. Got it. So there's nothing here yet, but it's on a cycle clock. Oh. Cryptocurrency, stored in air-walled sticks of memory known as chits. Cryo. Crypto. Okay. Got it. So those two go with a cycle. What's this one here? Oh. Interesting. Havenage security have to have plans. Stealing them would be the fastest way to get to know this place, and the most dangerous. Dock the Watcher. Getting to know the Rotunda, it doesn't just mean new places to visit, it means keeping your eyes on new arrivals, too. Or explore the Rotunda. The Rotunda of the old dock is filled with passageways and concourses, leading to all kinds of docking bays, risking danger. Heaven Age watch list. Heaven Age runs the Rotunda, and their security watches the docks. Better avoid attracting their attention. Ah, so if you do that, you'll get stuff there and there. Okay. What's this one? This dock. Ah, so just salvage. It takes several cycles to reach the starboard belt and return loaded with scrap from the old wrecks. Which means I just gotta wait 4 turns for something to be there. And then what was this one? How many turns was this? Oof. Like 6 turns or something? Maybe, unless it's 2 per, but either way. So here's the Bright Market. Ask for directions is dangerous. Why wander when there are hundreds of people that live and work within the Bright Market? All you need is the courage to approach them. Okay. Or explore the market. The smells, sounds, and buzzing activity of the Bright Market makes it a dizzying place to wander, but an enticing one too. Either way, you get local knowledge. The Bright Market is the busiest part of the Eyes, the lower rim. You can find anything and everything here. That's good to know. Then passage to the low end. Low end gate. Ah, I need 60 to get through there. After some spacers caused some trouble in low end, yet again have imposed a toll for entry. No one gets in without paying. Cool. Well, let's go here. You know what? I'm going to explore a little bit. Let's see what happens. Nice. Lost in the crowd, you struggle to keep a sense of direction. You sit in an alley, exhausted with no idea where to go. Well, get fucked me, I guess. All right, let's go back to scrounging then. I guess I don't know what to do. It's safe, but it's also negative. So I guess you know what? Yeah, let's do the safe stuff for now. Ugh. 75. It's 25% for something bad. So let's try it. Nice. Okay. So I got more cryo, and then let's do one more, just to get this stuff going. Nice. All right. Cool. Now I can go sleep because I'm out of dice. End cycle. Sleepy time. Uh-oh, I'm starving. This time you don't wake up. Instead, the ghost of the station, that shifting skeletal ring, surrounds you. This time, oh sorry, for a moment you are gone, absent from your own body, stretched out across a colorless void. Then the connections begin to establish themselves, threads tugging on the edge of your mind. These threads become vectors of exchange and then extensions, as you feel your thoughts slipping away down them, dissolving into millions of distributed nodes they connect to. You see the station? No, you feel the station. Like a web of textures in a smooth, black liquid. Observe it. Even though you have no eyes, no sight, you see/feel the map of the station. No, not the map of the station, but the map of its connections. It is a looped cloud with spokes and spires that jut out into space. It is an ingrown thing full of obsolete loops and severed pathways. It is a system, a map, and a territory, all at once. You notice a tugging feeling, pulling you insistently, as if it were a small child. Somehow it is pulling in two directions at once. You look down. All of a sudden, everything shuts off. You come back trembling into this unfamiliar body, both yours and not yours, all at once. You find yourself standing in the container, eyes now open to the dark steel walls. You feel a change within you, a shift. You close your eyes for a second, and you feel it waiting there, the station splayed out across your mind, a storm of connective nodes waiting to be explored, and then it is gone. Interesting. I need to go find food. Fuck. Well, I'm starving. Shit. Gotta find food, so I might as well start doing some stuff here. Ah, local knowledge. Nice. Plus plus. You keep your attention on the crowd around you as you pass along the bright walkways, taking it all in with an expert eye. Alright, and then... I need food, so let's explore the market again. Ooh, we did it! Okay, you keep your attention on the crowd, yada 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 yada. Action available. So now... Now what? I can't do anymore, right? Yeah, it won't let me do anymore. Okay, so if I leave... Oh! A doctor! And the exchange. Oh, food. Street food vendor. Fuck. Emphas, an imposing street food vendor. Emphas is busy, his broad face uplit by the makeshift gas burner in front of him. With precise, delicate movements, he lays thick chunks of marinated fungus into a dented wok, his other hand idly tossing a metal bowl of sliced vegetables and some red fleck dressing. The smell is incredible. You watch as he fulfills a set of orders, heaping the fungus with a bright salad and depositing it in plastic trays. A stack of chits rattles in his apron pocket as customers file past the burner, handing over payments. I'll watch for a little while. Despite the queue, Enfys doesn't rush. He dresses each portion individually, squeezing precise slugs of liquid from an assortment of bottles into the bowl of torn leaves and bright slices before tossing them loosely together. Occasionally, a waiting customer might mutter something about efficiency, but Enfys remains steady in his process. After a while, the queue fades back into the crowd, and Enfys sets down his metal bowl and looks across the boat to see you watching him. I can feel your eyes burning a hole in my bowl. Free sample? Sure. He gestures neatly. Come over. The smell is almost unbearably strong as he cooks, the earthiness of the fungus laced with something so spicy the smoke makes your eyes water. The heat from the burner is like a bonfire, and your skin hardens in its glare. I know you sleepers, Enfys says while he cooks, his voice deep but clear. A hard life, a lot of stories. He glances up from beneath his cap with piercing eyes. I know. Tell him a story. You begin to tell him about your journey to the Eye, and he nods as he cooks, his eyes never leaving his work. You tell him of the confusion, the pain, but also the sense of possibility, and its sudden arrival. You tell him of the cold and dark of the container and the endless cycles spent within it. Now it seems you tell him like some dream that you once had but can never forget. You tell him that the Eye excites you and scares you, and you are unsure where to walk, where to look, what to do. Eventually you tail off, running out of words. He places a plastic tray of steaming fungus in your hand. Next time, we can talk some more, he smiles. But next time, you pay. He slams a heavy hand against a button on the burner side and shuts it off. The roar of the flame and its impressive heat fades. Next time then, sleeper. He waves you away and begins to oil the wok. Before you turn back to the alley, you notice the geometric patterns of circular scars across his forearms, each surrounded with a constellation of glinting pin marks. You walk away, and as you do, you take a bite of the rich, spicy, delicately sweet fungus. Your taste sensors light up like a fusion reactor. You'll be back. Ah, food. Whew! I'm not starving anymore. Got another drive? Ooh, build a ship mind. Get to know Memphis. Repay Dragos and survive. Okay. Well, I gotta find a doctor, so let's go talk to Sabine as well. Or see if we can. Next comes a call from the... Next comes the call from the enforcer at the door. You shuffle down the flickering hallway towards the open apartment door. You keep your head down, your shoulders high in the queue, trying not to bring attention to yourself. by the way, hab block, a decaying habitation block. You are thankful for the tip-off that a doctor was operating out of this place, but now you are here, you're not so sure. The gang enforcer on the door, the flickering light strips, the decaying hab block, they've all made the long queue a test of your nerve. But your options are few, and without a supply stabilizer, your body will... You suppress a shiver and shuffle forward to the front of the queue. You try to find a way to distract yourself. I don't want to look inside because he might think I'm trying to cut forward or something and get angry. But if I look at him, he'll probably be like, "What you looking at, bitch?" or something like that. But I'll look at him anyway. The enforcer's looking down the corridor and you dare to glance at him. His purpose is unmistakable. He's there to intimidate, to threaten, and if necessary, carry through those threats. His broad shoulders are framed with a metal exoskeleton. A couple of mirror-like implants sit below his eyes like mercury teardrops. Subsidiary sense input or aesthetic markers, you aren't sure. Aesthetic markers, excuse me. You also aren't familiar with the geometric blade-like tattoo on his arm, but you make note of it. You avert your eyes when he looks back at the queue. After a few moments, a figure pushes through the doorway and you catch a distant voice. "Send the next one in, Toshiro." The enforcer jerks his head and you slip inside, passing through the dark entryway and pushing through the plastic sheeting on the far door. It's supposed to be Sabine, so... The room beyond is bathed in a warm light. A floor-to-ceiling transparent panel gives a full view of the Bright Market's sealed roof and buzzing traffic above. And for a moment, you are transfixed by the motion. "Come, sit," comes the sharp voice, and you see a silhouetted figure turned away, replacing the plastic sheeting over the frame of a simple folding bed. You make your way across the room. A doctor at the Bright Market. Sabine. I wonder why she wears that outfit specifically. Maybe there's a lot of water that comes around, so she keeps herself dry. The figure turns as you do, they see an expression of confusion flash. You see it across their features. I see it. They open their mouths as if to speak, they blink, and then we quickly regain the composure. Getting tongue-tied. "Please, sit." They gesture to the bed, then turn to open a case of tools on the table. I'll give it this voice. "You sit." Sabine turns, and a compact diagnostic scanner of some kind in their hand. They hold it to their eye. "Remain still, please." Their tone is clipped and businesslike. "Remain still, please." You stare ahead. I'm trying to get clipped and businesslike. You stare ahead, still dazed, but I don't think I can, unfortunately. Still dazed from their expression when you entered. Fear, recognition, sadness unmistakably etched across their face. "How long have you been on the station?" They ask, the scanner still on your eye. "A few cycles." They nod. "It's good you came to me." They set the diagnostic scanner on the table. "I'm going to start by assuming you don't know anything." They take your arm and roll up your sleeve, inspecting your synthetic skin. "Your body is dying," they say it, without ceremony, without drama, but not without empathy. "SN-OP doesn't like its proprietary technology let loose. Prevent bodies like yours, frames as they call them, from being stolen, repurposed, or in your case escaping. They built up in a process of so-called planned obsolescence. Frames decay rapidly when not regularly injected with stabilizer, one which SN-OP remains the sole producer of." They look up. "Sound familiar?" "Yes." "Good. That may help." They swap you to your other arm, running some thin metal device over your skin. You feel your forearm tremble. "I'm sorry," Sabine says, and you are unsure if they mean for the cold touch of the metal or everything else. "Emulations like you, sleepers as most people know you, aren't classified as people in any of the surrogate systems. You have no rights, no status." They focus hard on the inspection of your arm, and SN-OP has no reason to release stabilizer into the market. Sabine looks up as if to apologize again, but they stop themselves. "I know little of this is of use to you." They turn away, disassembling the metal instrument and cleaning it. Silence fills the room as Sabine works, and then the silence gives way to tension. You stare at their back, willing them to say something, anything. Sabine turns to face you. "I may be able to help," they sigh, and you see a darkness under their eyes. Hear the fatigue in their voice. They gesture to the door. "You saw Toshiro outside." You nod. "He works for my benefactor, Yaragan. They are influential in the low end. They give me the space for to work, run the door, and take the profits. At the same time, I have to fix up their enforcers, tend to their implants, sew up their wounds." They look away. "But Yaragan has connections, smugglers from the Starwood Belt, mercenaries working for the corporations on Ember. If they can source the stabilizer, maybe you'll have a better chance. Sabine sets down their slate, their notes complete. This is dangerous, and it'll be expensive, but I think we can do it. Why help me? Sabine walks away to the window, the face dappled by the shadows of passing drones. Let's see if this works first. I'll let you know when I have a lead. You nod and leave. Sabine still staring out, unmoving. When you reach the lower level of the market, you look up through the panels of the roof to see if you can see their face, but the room looks dark against the lights of the market. You duck your head and walk off into the crowd. Alright, well, I found myself a doctor. Ah, now it's updated to wait for Sabine to acquire stabilizer. Okay, cool. So, I'm gonna go back and do a little bit more work here then. Oof. Even though it's a 2, and this will probably hurt me. Coin flip, go! Oof, I did it. Oh god, that was fucking spooky. Cool. Some more cryo. Go ahead and leave. And now that I've got no dice, I'll go ahead and go to sleep. And before I do that, I want to thank you all guys for joining me here. If I hit escape, okay. Just want to thank you all for joining me here. This episode's gone on a little bit longer than I was hoping for or planning to, just because there's a lot of reading to do. But I guess that's the nature of the game. Excuse me, but I just wanted to say thank you very much for joining me today for this episode. It's an interesting game so far. I'll have a few episodes out here. I'll get a few episodes for you guys and see how it goes. And if you guys are enjoying it, make sure to leave that like. If you don't dislike it, it's up to you. Comment, ridicule what I'm doing, ridicule my voices, whatever you want to do, or praise me. It's up to you. It all helps out in the end. But if you did really like it, make sure to hit that subscribe button. And, of course, ring the bell to know when my episodes are coming out and when they are out there for you to watch. But other than that, I just want to say thank you very much for joining me, and have a great rest of your day, night, or wherever you are, and I'll see you next time. See ya!